Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. For those of you that don't remember from I think like maybe the one video I had him in, this is my dog Bucky. Welcome to my living room. I'm at home. I wanted to make a video and start the whole process of solar. So what I got laid out in front of me here is all the components that I've bought for a solar setup. Some of the basic components is an inverter. The inverter was $1,152.94 before tax. It has 80 amp solar charge capability with an MPPT solar charge controller built into it. So that's really good. And then you can also have utility power connected to it, or in my case, it's going to be a generator, and it will also use the utility or generator power to charge your batteries. I got 8 3.2 volt lithium batteries, prismatic cells. New condition, there's 320 amp hour cells. I also have not ordered any of my solar panels yet. I did all the math on everything for everything that I purchased, and before the panels I've spent $3,309.50. So that is pretty much everything that you see on the table. The only thing that is missing is a battery disconnect that I've already taken to the camp. Some of these things, again, like I said, you don't need. So let's go through them now. We'll just start on this side and work over, I guess. This is my 150 amp Daly BMS that I bought. It's got an internal fan, and this allows you to monitor your battery pack when you make your own batteries pack. It's got a sense lead, which gives you the ability to connect to each individual cell. And so it will monitor the voltage of each cell individually, the whole pack, and the amount of load that is being drawn off the pack. If anything is outside the range of the specifications that you set, it'll stop outputting power and help protect your battery pack. It also comes with a Bluetooth dongle, which will allow you to connect with an app on your phone, and you can see real-time information on what's going on in your battery. A temperature probe to be able to know the temperature, anything you can want to know. That allows me to make a 305 amp hour 24 volt battery with protection. I had mentioned earlier in the video that you're more than welcome to be able to just go and buy Battleborn or Dakota lithium batteries, and you can connect them in series and make a 24 or 40, 48 or just a 12 volt battery system for your solar setup. I went with a cheaper route and bought prismatic cells to be able to make my own battery pack. I'll get into the cost differences with all that as we go through here. This battery here that I'm going to build on my own, as I mentioned, is about what, 1,700 bucks. I already showed you guys in a previous video the 100 amp hour Dakota lithium battery that I have. That battery cost me 1,200 bucks just by itself, one 12 volt battery. So two of those to make a 24 volt pack would be 2,400 bucks. And then I've only got a 100 amp hour system. This is 3 times that. So 24 times 3, we're into 6,000. This is like a quarter of the cost. So I recommend building your own battery, but it's not for everybody. If you don't feel confident doing it, don't do it. You're gonna need cable. Fortunately, I have the advantage of being an electrician, so I've been able to collect my cable as I've been going along here from different jobs, giveaways and stuff that isn't gonna be used. So I have the advantage of that. One thing that I didn't have was cable crimps. So I got a large 2-aught cable crimp to be able to crimp the wire onto this and then have a ringed hole to be able to put onto your terminal of your battery. I also got some 2-gauge cable crimps, and these are really good, solid copper, not too expensive components. This bag of 15 2-aught cable crimps was $29.30. So I'll give you the prices of stuff as we go along. So when you're going to attach these onto a battery, you need a press to be able to do that. There's all sorts of different kinds of presses you can get. There's a mechanical one, which is just basically like, it almost looks like a single hole punch, where you punch the top and punch holes in your paper, but instead it has a mechanism like this on the end, which allows you to put your component in the end of that with your cable in it, and then bang the top with a hammer to depress a dimple into this to latch onto the cable. This cable press here I got on AliExpress. It was $83.01 with tax, shipped to my door. It's got from 2-gauge to 2-aught different dies that you can put in it for the crimp. They're hexagonal dies, and like I have in here already, you put your piece in there, you put the cable in the end, you tighten the valve, cramp this down until these are closed, and then you have a really good uniform connection onto your cable. There's also, the next thing is going to be a crimp set. So this I got on Amazon. This is a stake-on style crimper. You put your crimp inside here and crimp it down until it clicks, like that. And then that'll give you the exact pressure for either blue, red, or yellow size crimps. This little crimp kit came along with it. It's got a whole bunch of different sizes with it. I also bought a package of just red 1/4-inch rings, or maybe 1/2-inch rings. Anyway, bigger rings that fit over the size of my battery post, so that I have enough to be able to connect my BMS to my battery. This package right here, along with those extra crimps, was $66.20 with tax. This is something that I'm going to need in the future. I don't need it quite yet, but when I get my solar panels, I got an MC4 kit. So this here is a combiner kit. It has 2 inputs, male and female, that go to one output, and then a bunch of couplers to allow you to connect your solar panels together. And what you do is you take one of these little tubes here, one is a female and one is a male, there's 1/2 of each, and you crimp that onto your wire. You put that into here, and that allows you to, well, here, not this one, and that allows you to have a weatherproof connection on the cable that's going to come off of your solar panel and into your inverter. And that thing there, the Y kit, and it also comes with this tool for putting them together and taking them apart. This was actually fairly cheap. It was $18.89 before tax. That's not too bad. I got this discharge resistor. This is a 100-watt discharge resistor. So after you build your battery pack, when you first connect it onto your inverter, an inverter has capacitors in it, and they want to take a big inrush of energy really quickly. So as not to cause any large discharge or tripping of your BMS or sparks, you use a discharge resistor when you connect your battery pack onto your inverter. You take the wire off of your battery pack and connect it onto one end, and then touch this onto the inverter. Then it slowly lets that power to come in to charge up the capacitors, and then you can complete your connection. That was $3. This is a mega fuse, 150 amp. There's a number of different types of fuses that you can use with solar systems. This type of fuse here is fast trip. If I'm not mistaken, I'll put the post up of the different kinds of fuses and the different capabilities that they have. You also need to make or buy a fuse holder for these. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to make one. This is a protection for if there's any shorts for the lead on the leads coming off of your batteries or any shorts inside your inverter. That'll trip and hopefully protect your battery pack if your inverter goes bad. The one thing that I mentioned that I don't have, sorry, that there was $10.60. The one thing that I told you I don't have here is a battery disconnect switch, which just allows you to isolate your system from your inverter if you want to work on it. It's a rotary style switch that I got on and off 200 amp capacity, which is good. That cost me $25.97. Coming back to the crimpers, I bought some shrink tube. This is 3 times shrink tube, so I don't know, that looks really big to me. I looked it up and it said that that was the size that I need for 2-watt cable. What you do is you cut a piece off of that, put it around it so that you only have the ring exposed, and then heat that up and it shrinks on. That's marine grade, so it has a glue inside it to make it waterproof. And that was $20.99 before tax. This here is a shunt type battery meter. So this display will display a whole bunch of different information about your battery pack. The amount of amps that are being drawn, watts, amp hours, the voltage of your battery, capacity. And what you do is you put this shunt here in line with your negative cable coming off of the battery pack. Hook some of these wires up to it and up into this. And then it'll measure the small voltage drop that there is across these 2 posts here and be able to provide you with all that real-time information. This is not necessarily necessary to run a solar system, but it's nice to be able to have the information to keep track of what's going on. And then lastly, I believe I've gone over everything else. I got these little things here. So I'm going to have a 24 volt battery pack that's going to run my inverter to give me 120 volt power for my cabin. But my fridge, my CO2 and gas detector are both 12 volts DC. So instead of buying a 24 to 12 volt DC converter, I already have one Dakota Lithium, which I showed you in one video, the Dakota Lithium 12 volt battery. So I'm going to run my fridge, my CO and gas detection alarm on that. So I decided to get 2 of these. There's one in this box too, but this one I have out of the box. 2 of these 12 volt DC charge stations. It's got an on-off switch on it, which illuminates. It's got a voltage readout in digital, which gives you the voltage of the pack. And then 2 USB ports in this section. And then this is just your regular lighter charge port. This I think will be really handy for just being able to charge my phone when I go to bed. I'll have one beside each bed, and I think they'll be really good. Those cost $35.72 for the 2 of them, so that's not too bad. And so running all my 12 volt DC loads, I'm going to want to protect them. So each of these and my fridge and my CO detector will be able to have a load on them here for this load center, which has like car type fuses in them. So I could bring the main power over onto this with the 2-watt lug from the battery pack to here, and then from here I can go out with the number 12 gauge wire that I'm going to run out to those devices. So this thing here, I'll have that mounted on my power wall, such as all of the rest of this stuff. And this thing here was $20.54. So that's pretty well it, all the stuff that I got. I wanted to share it with you guys. I wanted to lots of cool solar videos coming up so that you guys will have lots of information. I'll have a link in the description to that solar system guide or planning spreadsheet that I used to help me figure out the components that I wanted needed to purchase. I'll put a link to AliExpress for a couple of the different sellers that sold me this stuff in the description. You guys are welcome to check it all out, and hopefully you guys will be able to maybe even start your own solar systems, but if not, at least you're working your way along the knowledge path to be able to do so, and I encourage you to. Well guys, Bucky and I would like to thank you for watching the video. Appreciate your tuning in. Please give a subscribe to my channel if you enjoy the content. I'm gonna have a whole bunch more solar stuff coming. I gotta do my initial setup of the battery and put it all together into a pack. I want to build a nice stand for it that's going to fit under my stairs where I'm going to put the system. I want to video that. The process of getting it top balanced, I'm going to do some videos on that. So there's lots of good solar and DIY batteries information coming. So please stay tuned to the channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Say bye, Bucky. No, just have a nap. Okay. Let's go for a nap. He's a good dog.